Alright, what is up guys? In this video today, it's going to be on how to have the best long-term success with your fitness. So kind of extrapolating life in general and giving you guys the best approach to make the best long-term progress. So you're not plateauing, you're not wasting time in the gym when you should be making progress. So for example, for me, I started when I was 16 years old. This was me at 16. I used to run cross country, very skinny, very shy kid. And this is me today. Like, obviously, I've made a lot of progress, but if I knew what I know now, if I took the approach that I'm going to give you guys today, which really isn't too complicated, but I know I would just be so much farther ahead with my fitness journey just because I have made a lot of mistakes along the way. I'll show you guys kind of what that looked like for me so you guys can avoid the same things as well. So let's dive in. So, number one, direction. Having a goal and knowing where you're going, that is going to be the foundation. That is the key to making the best progress because you need to know exactly where you're going to actually get there, of course. So for most people, it's going to lose body fat. Really, there's two options of cutting down, losing body fat, and then building muscle. You can lose, you can build muscle in a deficit if you're doing things properly. I've made other videos on my channel about this. If you haven't watched those, you can go check those out. But first thing is pick a direction, know where you're going, and then also commit to your decision as well. You need to know where you're going, stick to that plan. Very common thing I used to do was I'd want to cut down, like I'd be at a higher body fat. I'd want to cut down, start it for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then I'd immediately just want to change the plan, start gaining muscle, start increasing calories, and try to gain more muscle, which you really want to finish what you start, right? You want to pick a direction, know where you want to go, and then finish that little cycle of the long-term plan because the long term is just little micro phases that you have. So every little micro phase, you want to know where you're going and always finish that plan. And then this is assuming that you have the proper plan to get there. So executing your plan to get to your goal, making sure that's done before you move on to the next. And obviously, like you need to know what to do to make the best progress. That's kind of a given. Mistakes are being indecisive. So I used to, like I just said, make this mistake of kind of going back and forth, not really making long-term progress and kind of stalling and plateauing. Poor prioritization, meaning that you can decide where you want to go, but then you don't really prioritize getting there and you don't really make the progress. It's almost as if you never made the decision to really make that progress in the first place. And then you can have the decision, you can have the prioritization, but then you have improper cutting and or bulking, which is another mistake I used to make was not having that proper plan, like not knowing exactly what to do, not knowing how to make the best progress with my cutting or with my bulking, and I would just kind of shoot myself in the foot, regress in my progress. That's kind of the reason I said that I could be so much farther ahead. Like from here to here, 6 years, like I'm 22 now, so maybe when I was 16, I could have made so much more progress if I knew what I was doing and had proper direction in every phase of my lifting journey so far. So really the best approach you want to take, the long-term plan is number one, you must get lean first. So most people are starting at a higher body fat percentage. I've had phases where I've been at a higher body fat. You really want to get lean first. Like that 12% is the sweet spot. So in this chart right here, if you're starting at a higher body fat percentage, dropping down to around that 12, 10%, you do owe yourself to get there. Like you really want to be at a baseline where you don't have much fat on you. And then really from here, you're just properly lean bulking. When I say lean bulk, it is a proper lean bulk where you're really not gaining that much fat. Like you are going to gain a little bit of fat. Obviously, things in life happen. You're not going to be 100% perfect, and that's really not the goal. But if you're properly lean bulking, you should not be having to gain a lot of fat while you're doing this. You should be the majority of your time low body fat and then lean bulking to gain as much muscle as you can while obviously not gaining the fats, and then mini cut as needed. So as you have these phases where you gain a little bit of fat, you can do an aggressive mini cuts and then just get right back to where you were and then repeat this indefinitely. So like this is really the best long-term approach. If I were to start back from when I first started, I would be at a low body fat percentage and then just properly follow this plan, lean bulk, I'm building muscle throughout time. And then as I need to, I can just cut down to stay lean for really the longest time that I can. And really the whole prioritize, like the whole emphasis of this is that you want to be as lean as possible for the longest time possible, which is pretty much the rest of your life. There's no really reason to have a lot of body fat if you don't have to, and obviously you don't have to if you can just cut down and have proper fitness and proper plan in place. This is really the best way to go. So, what keeps you stuck? Mistakes I used to make. Pretty much what I used to do was I'd want to cut down and then I'd do very aggressive cuts and I wouldn't do it properly. I'd get really impatient with my progress, want to lose a lot of body fat right away. And then in my bulking phases, I would get really impatient as well and then just gain a ton of fat back. So I was always going back and forth with my body fat. As you can see, this is me when I was 19. I like just turned 19 in this picture. Pretty skinny, like really did not have an impressive physique. This is me at 20. This is me right before turning 21. And this is me at 21 years old. This is me not even 2 years ago. Like the progress that I've made from here has just been so like drastic because this is really the approach that I take now is really focusing on the lean bulk for the majority and then cutting down to 10, 12% body fat when I need to, and then just making the best progress from there. You don't want to be in these phases where you're kind of doing you're regressing in both areas. You're going lower body fat, which is good, but then you're also losing muscle at the same time, which is not what you want to do, obviously. This goes back to proper planning, knowing how to cut, knowing how to bulk, then having this long-term mindset of how to make the best approach. It's going to be way different results. Let's say this is the span of 2 years. You're going to make so much more progress if you're constantly gaining muscle and staying lean versus if you're going back and forth, you're just not really making the best progress. At the end of those 2 years, you're going to be so glad that you made this approach just because the progress you've made is going to be night and day difference. So when to actually mini cut, this is a big part of this. It should be pretty infrequent if body fat is masking your definition. If you're around that 16 to 18%, even maybe leaner, just depends on your personal preference. But this is like really the most you want to go is that 16 to 18. Then you do want to go in this phase, do a little mini cut, and then make it quick, get it done with. Again, pick that direction that you want to go on, and then just execute the plan, execute what you need to do, go back on the lean bulk, and just really start making the most indefinite progress that you can. The whole emphasis of this is to live your life lean. Like you really want to live your life for the rest of your life in a lean state just because life is just better when you are lean. You have more confidence. Like this is things that's you really can't argue with. You're just more confident as a person. You're more attractive. Obviously, girls will look at you differently. You just feel more attractive to yourself as well. You command more respect. People respect people that are lean, that take care of themselves. They admire them. You show discipline. Like you can visibly have the proof that you were a disciplined person. If you have more body fat, you really don't get that effect. People trust you more. Like if you have obviously high body fat, it's a subconscious thing where people don't really trust you as much just because you don't take care of yourself, and it also shows character as well. Other things are high testosterone, you have higher motivation, higher drive, higher energy, you feel way better about yourself. Life is meant to be lived lean. You don't really want to live your life going back and forth, gaining a ton of body fat when you don't need to. And then with fitness, we want to maximize our muscle growth over time and staying lean in that state. You don't want to be the fat slash chubby guy. I used to be this guy as well. Like I've had multiple phases in my fitness journey where I've been very skinny, I've been pretty chubby at times. The best possible approach is just to stay lean, and over time you will build muscle if you're following the proper plans, which I can help you with. If you don't want to work with me, you can schedule a call. We can go over exactly what we need to do to, based on where you're starting from, get you down to a good body fat percentage and then indefinitely lean bulk. That's really the best approach to this. Pretty quick video, but I want to show you guys how that mindset of taking the long-term approach is, because I'm a very long-term approach person. I like to look at things in a long-term way. Like obviously I want to be in my 70s, 80s, even 100 years old in the best shape of my life, feeling good, taking care of my health. And it all starts now. Like it really starts today. Like there's no better time to start than today. So if you can take this approach moving forward today, get lean first. If you don't know where to go, you should probably get lean. I get a lot of questions asking where I should go, if I should recomp, if I should bulk, if I should cut down. Most of the time it is to get lean. Unless you're at a really lean state, then you should just start lean bulking, start applying the principles that I teach in my content. If you need help with actual proper cutting and bulking, you can schedule a call with me. We can go over what that looks like for you. But other than that, guys, pretty quick one today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.